everybody, this is Rebecca Keppel. I am super excited to be here to share with you Waffle Flower's February 2020 release. There are tons of fun stamps and dies in this release, so I'm going to show you everything that's included. I'll show you some of the samples that I created for each of the stamps and dies, and then I'll walk you through how to use one of the die sets and one of the stamps. So let's get started. First up, we're going to start with the Floral Bundle. I'm going to show you that both combos together. The first combo in the Floral Bundle is called Potted Lily. Here's the stamp set. It's illustrated by Carla Jodwin. I love that the lily comes in a pot. It's something a little unique and different. You also get a single bloom that I'll show you how I played with a little bit later. The second combo in the Floral Bundle is the Simply Plaids. This is the stamp set. There's also the Plaid Texture Die, which embosses that pattern on it. So here are a couple of cards that I made with both the Potted Lily and the Simply Plaids combo. So you can see there I used those single blooms. Okay, next up is the Whimsical Bundle, and there's two combos in that as well. The first combo in the Whimsical Bundle is called Jars of Happiness. This is illustrated by Cassie Loiseau, and I love these little jars. They're really fun to play with. Of course, you get all of the coordinating dies, and they're just really fun to color. If you like to do watercolor or Copic coloring, they are a lot of fun. This is the Jars of Happiness Sentiment stamp set. Coordinates perfectly with that stamp set, and you can see here I used a bunch of the different jars and some of the birds. The second combo in the Whimsical Bundle is called Rejoice Rabbit. This one is illustrated by Big Bear and Bird, and you have that big bunny with a bunch of flowers underneath, and then you have the dies that cut out that as well as some of the sentiments. And here is the card that I created with Rejoice Rabbit. I'm going to talk about that basket later. Okay, now we are on to the Creative Bundle, and the first die in the Creative Bundle is called Be a Cat. This cat die cuts out that little cat face, and then you have two dies for the whiskers, and this is actually a die from the stamp set Be Her, which was illustrated by Big Bear and Bird. Okay, next up is the Easy 3D Bows die. The large and the small are a re-release. We've included a medium size in this re-release, and that you get all three in this set. Next up in the Creative Bundle is the Spring Basket die. You get the basket, the handle, a chocolate bunny, two sizes of eggs, a tag, and a little bow. And this is so much fun to play with for Easter and for spring. Just looks really cute. And here is the card that I made with a lot of glaze on that chocolate bunny to make him look real. Okay, next up is the Rainbow Birthday die. This is the second in the Rainbow Words release. The last one was Thank You, and you can see you get the words, the matting, and then that whole bunch of layers that you can create a rainbow on. Okay, and then we have the Over the Fence die, which comes with the picket fence, the sign, and the grass, and you can see that I used the fence and the grass with the Be a Cat die for that card. Now I'm going to create another cat card, and this time I'm using the Simply Plaids, the large diagonal plaid, to create my background. So I am going to show you how easy it is to continuously stamp this background stamp. You could just stamp it once and just use that small square, which is smaller than an A2 card, but it makes a nice border around it for a really pretty background. But I'm going to show you how easy it is to stamp it twice. I am using Distress Oxide ink to stamp. I like to stamp with Distress Oxide. I think it's really pretty, but you do have to stamp it about 2 times. And I kept missing a little spot there at the top. With these large stamps, you really kind of do have to add some pressure with your MISTI or stamp positioner, or you can use just a block, whichever is easiest for you. I find it easy to do this with a stamp positioner so I can stamp it multiple times. Okay, once I have my first rectangle stamped, I'm going to really clean off my stamp because I have to lay it down on my paper to line it up. So I took out the part where I was lining it up because my head was in the way. But it's very simple to do. You just have to make sure that you are continuing the pattern, and you'll see here when I close the door that it's pretty easy to line up where it goes to make that continuous pattern there. So I do want to stamp it again because I did miss a few spots at the top, but you can see how easy it was to get that complete continuous pattern here, and this now will be larger than an A2. Now I am going to use the A2 layers die, the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Actually, I'm going to use the slightly smaller one, the next one in. And I'm going to put some purple tape on it and run it through my Gemini machine. This way I have a small border that I can layer on top of some gray cardstock. And I thought the yellow with some gray cardstock looked really, really cute for a background. And look at that plaid! So easy to make. You can make your own plaid pattern paper this way. Okay, now for the cat. I've cut it out of a dark gray cardstock and then Dusty Rose Gina K Designs cardstock. And I am just going to take some mini scissors and just snip here where the ears connect. So you can see that there are little cut lines, but it's connected. So you can keep them as is and layer them on top, or you can cut them like I'm doing here and then layer the whole cat over the other cat to get both the stripes on the head and then the ears, and you'll have those, you know, 2 different colors there. I'm just going to use some tape runner to adhere the top cat to the bottom cat. I don't want to adhere my little arms though, because the arms are cut so that you can place something inside the arms. So now I have my 2-toned ears and the little stripes. I am going to just adhere a piece of the gray cardstock that I had behind the nose because I want to place that other color right inside. I'm just going to use a dot of liquid adhesive and then layer that little peach color right inside there. Almost done, but these little whiskers take a little bit of time to adhere. All you have to do is put some lines of adhesive right on the cheeks of the cat. There are lines there to show you where the whiskers can go. You don't have to use them if you don't want to, but I think they're super, super cute. So I am just using some Thermoweb Ultra Bond adhesive, which dries clear, so I don't have to be worried about it showing up. And then I am just poking out from the die. There were some gray whiskers stuck still in the die, and I can just lay it right on top of that wet adhesive, and they will hold really nicely and look super, super cute. Once the whiskers are done, the next step is to deal with the kitty's eyes. I'm just going to cut a strip of black cardstock this time, flip the kitty over, and adhere that black cardstock behind the face so that the eyes appear to be black from the front. Super, super cute and so easy to do. Really, really simple, and all these little details are included in the die. I am going to heat emboss with Versamark ink on some light gray cardstock, a sentiment from the Rejoice Rabbit stamp set. And I like this sentiment because it has a coordinating die that I can cut out. So I'm going to heat emboss it with white embossing powder on that light gray cardstock and then heat set it, melt it, and then die cut it. And then I'm going to have my kitty's little arms holding onto the sentiment which says, "Oh, happy day." And I just think that's adorable. So now I'm going to flip this all over, and I'm going to use some Gina K foam squares. I'm going to put one over the bottom of the cat and the sentiment so that it holds everything together. Then I'm going to peel off the top protective layers of these foam squares and flip my kitty over and layer it on my panel. And that completes the whole card panel. Now all I have to do is add some Nouveau drops to the eyes. That will add both dimension and shine to her little eyes. And then once that's done, I can adhere this down to a top folding note card that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that was a really quick card where I made my own background paper and my own little kitty and added a sentiment. So that's everything from the Waffle Flower February 2020 release. All the products will be linked down below for you. I will have more videos using this release coming up soon. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel here. Check out my blog because there is a giveaway at Waffle Flower and we're doing a blog hop, and I'll have some more videos here. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Have a wonderful day.